Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new beginning here. And I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
Get ready, my soul, and good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome. We got a full house here today. Wow. Woohoo.
We were born ready.
Okay, we were born ready. So welcome to everybody this morning, and I want to get us started with our mission statement: to awaken, acknowledge, and nurture the divine in everyone.
Let's get started with our sacred time by singing our thoughts, our prayers.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. Our thoughts are prayers, the tools that we create with. Our thoughts are prayers that spirit resonates with. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of mindfulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer.
Holy Divine Spirit that dwells in us and through us and as us, in this presence, we celebrate life. As this presence, we see the divine in our neighbor, in our brother, in our sister, in everyone we come across. We know that God is good and God is everywhere present. And so we celebrate. We revel in the glory of understanding. As we see this world filled with this glory, I invite you all now to each speak out the names that have been on your hearts and souls of those who may not be among us in this moment, who may not be in our immediate presence, but you are carrying with you in your mind and in your heart. Those souls who may be experiencing challenges or special joys. If you would like to speak their name out loud and give their name the vibration of holiness it deserves.
Merlin.
For all these names and those still left unspoken, we celebrate life for them as well. We see them in their highest. We see them in their glory. Whatever challenge they are stepping through, whatever joy they are experiencing, we see them as their highest self, and we hold the truth that they are not what their outer appearances are telling them they are. They are not their thoughts, their emotions, their challenges. They are more. And we recognize that more. We see that more. And we know that it is all good. And truly, at the highest level, all is well. Let's continue this knowingness as we recite the Our Father. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. All right, let's all take a deep breath. Life-affirming and release. Feel that blood and oxygen reaching all parts of your body. As we sit here in the stillness, we know that God is working through us. And so I'm going to start our meditation time by reading from the Daily Word. And the word is identity. The affirmation is, I recognize and honor the spiritual identity in all people. I recognize and honor the spiritual identity in all people. Children are asked what they want to be or do as adults. Whether or not I fulfilled the expectation I had of myself as a child, I can now recognize that with everything I do. I can make a difference in the world by living life with integrity and being true to my spiritual identity. When I see someone in need, I consider, how can I help? Perhaps my role is to pray in a spirit of love, holding the high watch for someone who may not otherwise recognize his or her spiritual identity. I rely on the love of God within to guide my actions, to form my words, and to strengthen my resolve to be of service to others in the highest way possible. An awareness of my spiritual identity helps me act in caring ways, always radiating compassion and kindness in all that I say and do. And from Exodus 3:14, God said to Moses, I am who I am. So I invite you now to take this message into your heart, to release any distractions from your hands or your lap, knowing that all is being taken care of in this moment. Breathe in, I am who I am. And exhale the spiritual confidence it takes to know that. Breathing in, I am who I am. And exhaling the spiritual confidence it takes to know that. Over and over again. Releasing as you go, knowing that all is well. All is exactly as it should be, right here in this moment. This now moment. As I breathe in, I am who I am. I recognize and honor my own spiritual identity. Even if I am unsure what that means, I know that I live to the best of my ability a compassionate life. I affirm in my mind that I am good. I carry the spark of divinity within me. I experience that spark when I close my eyes and become still. This is my identity. And so now, with a few moments in the silence, we will sit knowing that spark, knowing that identity, feeling the compassion we feel for our neighbors, our loved ones, the people in our community. Now in the silence, we will listen to our hearts. And now, as I bring my attention back to the room, continue to allow my words to be your words. I am self-assured in the knowing of who and what I am. My identity is a direct reflection of Source. I am love. I am compassion. I am intelligence. I am light. And I am life. I take this knowing with me with every step I take throughout the rest of my day. I reflect back on this moment, on this stillness, on this truth that I am connected with my Source. And all is well. And so it is. Okay. Anyone feeling sleepy? Take big life-affirming breaths if you feel like you're going to fade out, because I don't want you to miss anything. Okay, we are starting a tradition today, that one that I've been speaking about since the beginning of the year, and I've given you little hints and little stories of other people's stories along the way. But we are going to be celebrating one another in fullness and in glory, because we all have a story to tell. And so today I thought was a good day to start it, because our theme for the day, our overarching theme for the year is One Humanity, Many Stories. But March is creating community. And we thought, what better way than to really share with one another our stories. When we are building a community, we're not just random isolated people, right? We are all individuals with a spiritual identity. And there is more that about each of us that is alike than is different. The deep richness and beauty that occurs when we are open to receive these stories is an opening to love and to understanding, a deeper understanding that there is more that unites us than divides us. So I would like to bring Judy up. She's going to be sharing her story today. Yay, Judy.
Good morning. This was quite a feat, finding this story that I delivered to a congregation at Unity of Tustin 25 years ago. I was scared to death. I couldn't hold the microphone still. I was... I'm much better 25 years later. So I'm very happy to get the ball rolling on this, because it is extremely powerful to share our stories with each other. I made so many deep connections after I gave this talk 25 years ago. It was incredible. I didn't see that coming. So here we go. Oh, and I was shocked I could find this. I did. My spiritual awakening actually began a little over 10 years ago. Remember, this is 25 years ago. I wrote this in 1996. So 10 years ago, when I experienced a rather profound miracle. When I turned 30 years old, I decided I didn't want to have any more children. I had 2 children, Natalie, age 6, and John, age 5. My husband and I decided we shoot for quality and not quantity. So I had my tubes tied. Well, about 4 years later, I wasn't feeling so well. My primary symptom was nausea. Indicated I either had the flu or, oh my, I could be pregnant. I visited my doctor and told him about being nauseated. He insisted I have a pregnancy test. I insisted it was a waste of time because I had been fixed. Well, the first pregnancy test came back positive. Oh. I insisted on a second test. It also came back positive. To say I was surprised is the understatement of the year. To date, this is the most profound miracle that has occurred in my life. Hamilton was born on July 7th, 1986. I truly feel I was touched by the hand of God. It was then that I began investigating my spirituality, mostly reading a lot of books. I only attended church on holidays, Easter, and Christmas. The moment I stepped on the grounds of Unity Church of Tustin in 1994, I didn't just believe I had found home, but I knew I found home. A safe and loving place where I could begin a centering and healing process that would continue for some time. After the first service I attended, my friend Jean and I stopped at the table outside the sanctuary and picked up an angel card. I don't remember what Jean's card said, but the card that I drew was obedience. I turned to my friend and I said, "What do you suppose that means?" Jean didn't hesitate 1 second in saying, "It means you owe your obedience to God and not your husband." Wow, okay. That was a major revelation for me because it was so true. I surely did feel the presence of the Lord in this place. I knew about Unity Church from reading the Daily Word for several years. The Daily Word affirmations helped me through some tough times in my life. And now I was performing in one of the most difficult dramas of my life, ending a 14-year marriage to Mr. Right. I had my dream house, big 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 3-car garage, a weekly housekeeper, a Corvette, trips to Europe. I had it all, everything that I thought would make me happy. 3 years prior to my first visit to Unity, I got the courage to go back to school at night to earn my bachelor's degree. I loved school. I was a sponge, soaking up all the knowledge I could. Saying I loved algebra is a stretch. I think that's where I got all my gray hair. Unfortunately, working full-time, going to school, studying, and not being available to my husband, as I had always been in the past, caused major conflict in our relationship. I was not willing to give up school, which was his suggestion. I was committed to continuing my education. Soon I discovered my husband had replaced me with another woman. Every Sunday, I would come to Unity to feel the light, the love, the sincere acceptance, the presence of God, and listen to messages of hope, love, and joy. I sat in the back most of the time. I cried at every service. For the first year, I was hurt. I was terrified I wouldn't make it financially on my own with my 2 young children. I would never be able to own a home. No one would ever love me again. How would I ever make it on my own? My mission statement then became, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." My terror eventually vanished. I was able to purchase a home all on my own for my children and me, and I can honestly say I haven't worried about how I would make ends meet since. For me, that's a miracle. After attending services for a year at Unity of Tustin, I learned the importance of forgiveness. I forgave my former husband, and I forgave myself for not forgiving him. I then joined Unity. Joining Unity for me was a serious, lifelong commitment to seek ye first. I don't think I could have kept my sanity during those months if I had not gained the knowledge and insight I received from attending Unity. I was able to stay centered in God. I did not fall apart into a million pieces. I began reading Dr. Wayne Dyer's book, Your Sacred Self. I realized I needed and yearned to grow spiritually to attain God realization. Transcending your ego, your false self, is no easy task. It's a process I will be working on probably the rest of my life. I have had several opportunities in the last few months, and to this day, to discover who I really am behind that mask. I have realized that deep down I still have feelings of being unlovable and unworthy that I yearn to overcome. Prayer has become a very important part of my life, down on my knees kind of praying. To be who you really are is the most challenging thing you'll ever do. It's not easy and it's not pain-free. Knowing that with God all things are possible, I know I will be successful. Unity is home for me. The people here, including Unity of the Sierra, are my family. Unity continues to be a beautiful place for healing, learning, and growing for me. This ministry also continues to give me hope and courage. I do feel love here. Thank you for the opportunity to share one of my stories with you.
Stay right here for just a second. Let's give Judy a blessing. If you'd like to raise your hands to her and just repeat after me. We love you.
We love you.
We bless you.
We bless you.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
Back at you.
See the Christ as you.
We see Christ as you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that was awesome, right? How brave for sharing. And if any of you feel called to share your own story, it doesn't have to be as long. It could be shorter. It could be how you came to Unity. It could be something just completely random. Like I auditioned to go to Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey Clown College, and I got in. I didn't go, but it was fun, and that's part of my story. Excuse me. So I'm sure that, though, we can all see some similarities in Judy's story, similarities to our own stories, right? We've all been through major life transitions. We know what that's like. We've all had miracles take place in our lives, even little ones, when we needed a helping hand. Judy's story is unique to her, and only Judy could have experienced that way or could have created the opportunities for herself that she did. And while we do not know exactly what it was like to be Judy, we don't know her thought process, we don't know her feelings, what she was going through intimately and personally, but each of us can still relate on some level. And in this way, Judy's story is our story. So I wanted to really take home with you today that this is our story. We are one. This is a big part of our theme that we're going to be exploring this year. Our stories are our stories. Do you know what I mean? There is something that unites us in our stories. The affirmation we have for this month is, I am open to a deeper understanding of spirit within all people. We are one. I'm going to repeat that a little bit by little, and you can repeat after me. I am open to a deeper understanding.
I am open to a deeper understanding
of spirit within all people.
of spirit within all people.
We are one.
We are one.
Okay, so I'm going to read you to a little bit from the Creating Community article that was posted by Reverend Kelly Isola on the website. She says, I too am longing to feast at that banquet table of oneness. But I find myself drifting in and out of understanding what oneness really means. While I affirm we are all one, it can be tough to define, to manifest it, to come from it, and live it. Whose form of oneness is it? Last time I checked, all the people of the world hadn't gotten together to decide what we mean by oneness. What does it really look like? Not as a theory, but really lived, down and dirty, in the reality of my everyday life, where there seems to be divisiveness or differences around every corner. She says, I used to think oneness was this amorphous, unknowable principle, an ideal that was too daunting to experience unless I put great effort into it. I have discovered that most of us live oneness without even knowing it. It is anywhere we naturally express compassion, love, being of service, listening, and belonging. So now, you and I together are going to put compassion, listening, and belonging into practice. We've got a nice big group here this morning, so this might get a little loud. I know how you are. But I would like for the rest of us for your stories to be heard as well today. And so we're going to pick a partner, just probably whoever's sitting next to you. I've got 5 people here and 3 people here, so maybe just coordinate a little bit. It's easiest to stay where you are, but if you feel more comfortable moving, do whatever you need to do. And you are just going to share a small story, nothing lengthy, just a small picture in time. It doesn't have to be too personal, whatever you are comfortable with. And that your partner is going to listen intently. And then that partner is going to reflect back to you what they understood about your story. It's just a short summarization, or maybe there's some piece of it in essence that you feel that person was really felt strongly about. Maybe you can reflect that emotion back to them, or some affirmation. However you want to respond to the second person is up to you. But then the first person gets to clarify. If what you're reflecting back doesn't seem right, the first person gets to say, well, what I really meant was this, or however you'd like to word it. So, and then you'll swap. Then you'll swap places. I'm hoping that this won't take more than 5 minutes total. So keep your stories short. I know.
You dream a lot.
It's a dream. That's okay.
I need a little clarification.
Yes, sir.
Which story? I mean, I'm
Just a piece of your life.
talking about our spiritual life, or
It doesn't matter, really. Any
watch
part.
this guy get run over by a car.
I mean, nothing traumatic. We don't want to share trauma if possible. But nothing gory. Remember where you are. Know who your audience is. Maybe your partner is somebody who's been in the trenches with you. I don't know. Whatever you feel is appropriate. If it's somebody you know really well that you're sharing the story with, I'll bet you there's a part of that story, even though they might have witnessed it from the outside, maybe they didn't really know what it meant to you, and you can share that part of it, of the story, with them. Any other clarifying questions?
How do we get out of here?
No. Also, if you really don't want to participate, thank you for saying that. If you really don't want to participate, this is not a requirement. Nobody is going to be tested on anything. Although if somebody feels really inspired and has the permission of their partner, you may want to share that afterwards. If there's something that you really feel that the group needs to hear, we've got a microphone for that as well. But before we get started, we're going to put ourselves in the right frame of mind. And most of you have this book that was on your seat. I've got an extra one. There you go. Find someone to share with if you don't have it. Or you can just close your eyes and listen as we read this. On page 6 and 7 is titled Fasting and Feasting. This is our Lent book. Lent starts this Wednesday. And this is a good guide, these 2 pages, for how we can listen to one another and be in community with one another. So let's read this together. I fast from judging others. I feast on beholding the Christ in them. I fast from emphasis on differences. I feast on the oneness of life. I fast from apparent darkness. I feast on the reality of light. I fast from thoughts of illness. I feast on the healing power of God. I fast from words that pollute. I feast on phrases that purify. I fast from discontent. I feast on gratitude. I fast from anger. I feast on patience. I fast from pessimism. I feast on optimism. I fast from worry. I feast on divine order. I fast from complaining. I feast on appreciation. I fast from negatives. I feast on affirmations. I fast from hostility. I feast on non-resistance. I fast from bitterness. I feast on forgiveness. I fast from self-concern. I feast on compassion for others. I fast from anxiety. I feast on internal truth. I fast from discouragement. I feast on hope. I fast from facts that depress. I feast on thoughts that uplift. I fast from suspicion. I feast on truth. I fast from shadows of sorrow. I feast on the serenity of silence. I fast from problems that overwhelm. I feast on the power of prayer. And now, in the silence of prayer, I rest. All right. Yeah, that was good, right? All right. Benjamin has the right attitude today. Okay, so if you are participating, and I hope that you do, please find your partner and decide who's going to go first and share your story. How did you feel like you were being listened to? That you had that person's undivided attention.
Yes.
And when that person reflected back to you the essence of your story, how did that feel? Did that feel satisfying? Did that affirm that you had been listened to?
Yes.
Was there some clarification that needed to happen?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, good. Good. All right.
Try that at home.
Try that at home. Christopher's raising his hand. I turned it on.
Hello.
Oh, number 3? Okay.
I just wanted to thank Steve for not only his story, but his undivided attention. And as he reflected back the summary of my story, it just buoyed me even more. I just felt even happier to share with him. So I just wanted to say thank you, Steve, very much.
Awesome. Does anyone else want to share an experience that you had? You thinking about it? No. I saw a hand back there too.
It was amazing to go so deep so quickly and feel like I actually made a new friend.
Wow, that's awesome. Would anyone like to share a little bit, either of the story you told or with your partner's permission, a little bit of their story? Now, Christopher can't be the only one raising his hand. Okay. Whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay, so I shared with my new friend a dream that I had, and the theme of me sharing this was that the most profound love that I've ever experienced was in this dream. And then she shared a dream with me where she too had experienced the love in the dream. And one of my goals, ever since I had this dream, was to have this experience in a waking state, to live this. And it's something I've struggled with since I was like 18 or 19. Like, I'm still waiting for this. And so it was nice to get the affirmation that there's someone else also that their most profound experience of this kind of love and peace and understanding and forgiveness came not only in a dream, but like from the other side in a dream.
That's awesome. Tell us your name.
Oh, and my name is Amarina.
Thank you, Amarina.
Hello, everybody. I think you already know my name. I'm Chris. With Steve's okay, I'm going to share a little bit of the second story that he told me. His choice of words was very, very interesting. He was speaking about the 3 years that he cared for his mother before her passing. He described it initially, though, as a period of confinement, but then to listen to him and what he took on in terms of learning how to cook and garden and things of that nature, that sounds like a line of demarcation in terms of his life, which, when I summarized it back, he agreed with me. And I just thought it was so beautiful that even in the midst of his mother's, slow passing, and again, I offer my condolences for her passing, that he has lifelong memories of that time frame. Whenever he's cooking, he's going to think of that time frame. Whenever he's gardening, whenever he tutors anybody, and I could see it in his eyes as he was talking about it. So, Steve, thank you for both stories you shared with me. It meant a lot.
Okay, is there anyone else? All right, let's continue this conversation at the conclusion of the service when you go in and have some, is it birthday cake Sunday as well as birthday Sunday? All right. So thank you, Cherry, for having a birthday, because we will get to have cake today.
Yummy.
Yeah. So our human conditions, right? This is kind of what we're sharing. Whether you're sharing something with your soulmate or the coffee barista or whoever it is, these connections greatly contribute to the quality and longevity of our lives. And it is our responsibility as truth students to improve these interactions, to recognize the oneness when someone is vulnerable and opens up to you. That is sacred. That is holy. That is The very essence of love and compassion and trust, faith, to connect at that level when we truly open up with one another, be vulnerable, share our stories, and be listened to. There's such a beautiful thing that happens there. So wouldn't it be better for us to make that a practice in our lives? Instead of just randomly going through our days, listening to people on a surface level, just succumbing to the status quo. It's like, this is our habit and this is what we do. Wouldn't it be better to succumb to love? Because each time we have that human connection, even if it's just a hello and a thank you when you're getting your coffee in the morning, wouldn't it just be better to be fully present to every human interaction? And how does that create community for you, wherever you are? I was just sharing with, I'm sorry, Joni, came in a little later while we were all talking, and we were talking about geography, really, and being in community wherever you are and the challenges that has for all of us. We have a tendency, we've been moving around a lot more as a people in this nation, following jobs, depending on where the economy might take you, or we've been moving around a lot more in the past decade than we have in all of our history, really. And there's a lot of reasons for that, but then we're all faced with that, well, now what do I do? Now I don't know these people, I've got a church shop or church hop, right? We do that sometimes in a new community. We've got to find the best store. We don't know who to talk to about where to get your hair done or your nails done or the barber shop. There's just so many unknowns, and it can be stressful. But when we go to the store and get the milk, or go to the gas station and have to go in and speak to the attendant, these are the little tiny things we can do that create community wherever we are. I can't tell you how many times Chris and I will be traveling or driving somewhere, and he just makes friends every single where he goes. Everywhere he goes. And I'm not exaggerating. I mean, we'll be at the gas station, and somebody behind the counter will just be in a gruff mood, and he'll just pay him a compliment. And then their mood lightens, and then they see that this person understands, right? And there's a connection that happens. Chris is going to outlive us all because this really creates longevity. It lightens our heart physiologically. There's a huge healing that occurs every time we do that. And so let's start making a habit out of saying hello, out of smiling, out of saying thank you and meaning it, out of paying attention to the person who is, I keep going back to coffee, obviously I have a problem, but paying attention to the person who is making your coffee, and being with them when they are taking your order. What can you pick up on? What are you intuiting about that person? Are they having a rough day? Are they having a great day? And if they're having a rough day, try and make it a little better. And if they seem really light and happy, compliment them on that. Your smile makes a difference. And if that's what you tell them, that's all you need to say. All right. Let's, Merlin, are you?
I have a thought.
Okay, let's put you on a microphone, and then we're gonna close. Well, we have to. It's kind of a John roll.
This is really short, but it's a birthday month, and I'd just like to invoke the memory. This is also Irene's birthday month.
Thank you for saying that.
I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you, and so it is. I see the child in you. I see the sweetness in you. I see the softness in you, and so it is. I can see it. It's right there before me. I can feel it deep in my soul. I just know it, that you are an angel full of magic and power and pure sweet love. I see the goodness in you. I see the wisdom in you. I see the strength in you, and so it is. I see the joy that's in you. I see your light shining through. I see the love that's in you, and so it is. I can see it. It's right there before me. I can feel it deep in my soul. I just know it, that you are an angel full of magic and power and pure sweet love. I see the grace that's in you. I see the courage in you, and I see the heart that's in you, and so it is. And I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you, and so it is. I see the beauty in you. I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the power in you. And I see the greatness in you. I see the greatness in you. And I see the goodness in you now. I see the goodness in you. And I see the wisdom in you. I see the wisdom in you. Oh, I see your strength, your strength. I see the strength in you. And I see your joy, joy, joy. I see the joy in you. And I see your light shining, light. I see the light in you. And I feel the love that's in you. I see the love in you. And I see the grace that's in you. I see the grace in you. And I see the courage in you. I see the courage in you. And I see the heart in you. I see the heart in you. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is.
All right. I see the beauty in all of you.
What do I want? What do I desire? What will bring me to my highest good? What do I want? What do I desire? What will bring me to my highest good? Prosperity, prosperity. I claim it, I claim it. Abundance, abundance is mine, is mine. Love, love flows through me, flows through me. I feel joy, I feel joy all the time, all the time. I can have it, I can have it. I deserve it, I deserve it. I claim it, I claim it. It is mine, it is mine. I can have it, I can have it. I deserve it, I deserve it. I am it, I am it. It is mine. deserve it. I deserve it. I am it. I am it. It's my time. It's my time. Break it on down. Anything I want, anything I desire, anything that brings me to my highest good. Anything I want, anything I desire, anything that brings me to my highest good. I release, and let go. I accept, what is mine. I can have, what I want, and let spirit direct the flow. Life is good. Life is fun. Life is great. This song is done.
All right, let me just one more time ask you to bring your attention up to the front as we bless these gifts that are given. We acknowledge that Spirit is indwelling in all energy, and as we give, so that we receive. We know that these gifts go forward into the community that is Unity of the Sierra, and then back out into our community. We hold the highest intention for these gifts, and we honor the love that it represents, and it is good. And so it is. Amen.